Welcome in to a special Sunday edition of the Fun Astrology Podcast. Got a great listener question that deserves more than just a quick answer like what we might do during the week. Listen to this.
Hi, Thomas. I was given a 3-day window when I had my daughter having a C-section to pick her birthday. And I was wondering if, since I picked her birthday and it wasn't like the natural time she came, if I may have altered her astrological chart, like by picking the wrong day when she maybe could have came naturally, or if that's the day that is for her and was meant to be with her. So I would like to hear your thoughts and see what you think. Thank you.
This is such a great question, so important. And thank you for trusting me with influencing the answer here, because this is something that I feel passionate about. And I'm going to take a step outside of astrology for a minute. You know that I've narrated 30-plus audiobooks for author Fred Dodson. We've kind of got a co-brand going on here. Fred writes them, I read them, and they do well, and they change people's lives. Well, after doing all these books, this was back during the years that I was in Aspen, was the time that I did the bulk of that body of work of the existing books that had been written. Fred kept giving them to me in the order that he wanted them done, and then at the very end of the train, the caboose book was called Lives of the Soul. Now, if you ask me today which books of Fred Dodson made the most difference in my life, number 1 and number 1B, it's not number 1 and 2, it's number 1 and number 1 would be Levels of Energy and Lives of the Soul. Coming up into a very quick tie with that would be You Can Heal Anyone, because that's been such a topic of what we're doing together on Sunday nights, and it's been incredible. That aside, Lives of the Soul begins at a person's death, and it looks at what transpires until the next incarnation. If you're familiar with the work of Michael Newton, it's a cousin of Michael Newton's work, Fred Dodson's perspective on it. And the good thing is it's a short book. It's only like not even 5 hours, 4 hours and something. I talk slowly so you can put it in 1x or even 2x. I mean, you can get this concept down in a couple of hours. If you have not heard that book, I would highly, highly recommend it. It is especially significant when someone you love transitions from this earth plane. It gives you a complete understanding of where they are, what's going on, and how this life was created by us in advance. In my own 62 years on the planet, coming up on birthday number 63 now, as I have waxed philosophical about my own life, it was finally through this book that it made sense. I emailed Fred after I'd finished narrating it. I said, Fred, why was this book last? Said, this is Levels of Energy, Parallel Universes of Self, and these are your best books. Well, it was because of my religious background that I had a perspective that this book just basically shatters. And then all of Fred's latest books are pretty much geared to show that there is, so much more going on than we are aware. So I say all of that to say this to you, because I feel a hint of almost, should I feel guilty about what I did? And the answer to that is absolutely not. Because in some way of a balance between fate and total free will, your soul, your daughter's soul, chose this union, knowing that you would make this decision on her behalf. And I know we could say, well, you shouldn't mess with nature. I mentioned yesterday that my son came in through an involuntary C-section. He was 30 hours trying to get into the breathing world, didn't want to come, and finally had to be brought in. He just was like trying to resist, but medically it became necessary. And obviously that's one of the dynamics of modern medicine, because there was a time when that would have been a probable exit point for mom and a no point for son, for baby. So we have this ability and we can use it as well. Now, there are people, I didn't know if you were aware of this, but there are people who will consult an astrologer find the best time within the window of that delivery, and then find a doctor that will do the delivery at that specific time. They literally elect the child's birth time. Is that wrong? I don't think so. If that's what you're feeling, I don't have a problem with that. Especially if you're going to be raised in a conscious family with parents who are going to teach you why they did what they did and show you the aspects involved. And you say, wow, you gave me the best opportunity at success. And then when I understand and realize the power of astrology, and then you put Lives of the Soul together with it, you realize that this was created by the whole grand design. And I think our chart was specifically picked on the other side. That time corresponds perfectly with the lessons that we came here to pursue. Evolutionary astrology. Steve Forrest's world. And it is beautiful in its tapestry and its design. I hope that helps. I really appreciate you asking that question. This was great. A great exploration. You guys have a wonderful Sunday. We'll see you back tomorrow. We've got a busy week ahead. Take care. Rest up.